Hello, and welcome to Larter Oasis, a 10-acre smallholding in the east of England.
10 acres that is slowly being rewilded and will eventually be left to a local wildlife trust, providing a home for nature and wildlife in perpetuity. Some people say you should not interfere with wildlife. Let them get on with it. But we interfere all the time, negatively. If we should not help wildlife, then we should not affect wildlife detrimentally, like building on greenfield sites, new roads, ridiculous health and safety that encourages cutting down trees, cutting verges, the list goes on. It should not be a one-way street. So until that changes, we will offer any help we can to give nature a home. In A Helping Hand Part 1 and 2, we covered traditional and open-fronted nest boxes. In this video, we will be concentrating on specialist nest boxes and when and how to clean all types of nest boxes. We will be putting up 3 specialist nest boxes: kestrel, tawny owl and a woodstone starling nest box targeting woodpeckers, as they are both known to use the same size entrance hole, 45mm. Unfortunately for Zach, his house move has been pushed back by a couple of weeks. So we are extremely grateful he and Ben have once more sacrificed their sanity to help us and help nature. We hope we can return the favour and help Zach when it's time to move. This woodstone box is very heavy, especially when trying to get it up a ladder. Concentration is required. It has a similar fixing to the heavier traditional bird box, an L-shaped screw to raw plug, except thicker and longer. It also has 2 adjustable secure points near its base to help with fixing and alignment. Young tawny owls often leave the nest before they can fly. It is called branching, so placing close to nearby branches helps. Avoid positioning towards the direction of any prevailing winds. This one is going to be positioned southeast. If possible, place in a mature tree near woodland or copse, as this will give best chances of success. Aim for at least 3 meters high. Aim for higher than 3 meters in a busy area. Although rural and quiet, we have managed 5 meters. Adding a layer of bark and shavings will help imitate a more natural nest site. As you always send the youngest up the chimney, don't you? We are using a woodstone starling nest box with a 45mm entrance hole, but targeting woodpeckers. Great spotted woodpeckers are okay with a 45mm entrance hole, and the box is deep enough. It will be hung using an aluminium nail, as no other fixing was supplied. If you can, aim for a mature tree in a secluded spot, ensuring a clear flight path. Add a layer of bark and shavings, as this represents a more natural, excavated site. It can be placed north to southeast 3 to 5 meters high. We will be positioning this one southeast and will be close to 5 meters high. When and how to clean? Well, after breeding season, maybe September. Leave tawny owl boxes until December though, as stock doves may be using them and they can use them up until the end of November. Definitely clean though before the 31st of January. Take out the old nesting material and pop a nail through any drainage holes to ensure they are free of debris. Clean using hot water only. Because we are away from the house here at Larter Oasis, we bring over a flask of hot water, which will do about 4 nest boxes at a time. Repair any damage and check the fixings are secure. Nest boxes are not only used for nesting, but also roosting in winter. You can buy roosting pockets like these. They give some of our smaller birds somewhere to roost at night, offering some sanctuary during winter. Place in an area that has good cover all year round. Ivy is ideal. This one offers 2 different size entrances, so it can be placed in a way that favours one of them. If placed low and in the right place, harvest mice might take up residence. Before we can start to install the box, we need to make sure there is a clear flight path first. This will also make it easier to get the box into position. We will do a little bit more clearing at the end. The kestrel box should ideally face south to southeast, in an open area like a field, meadow or along a hedgerow, at least 5 metres high on a tree, pole or building with a clear flight path. Like the woodpecker and tawny owl box, add a layer of bark and shavings. Time to install the box. Fix the back plate to the selected site using the screws and rule plugs supplied. This is important. Make sure the bolts are in the back plate before securing in place, or otherwise you will be cursing and kicking yourself, as these are needed to finally fix the box into position using butterfly nuts, which will fasten to these bolts. No bolts, no securing the box. Using a rope to raise the box and holding it in close proximity to its securing point helps when dealing with a large awkward shaped box. The butterfly nuts are screwed onto the bolts blind, as you will need to reach into the box without being able to see the bolts. It is secured by feeling only, but easily achievable. Just don't rush. Job done. Just a little bit more clearing, then home for sustenance. Stand by your beds. Kit inspection. Cheers, boys. A great job. Many, many thanks. Truly appreciated. If it were not for you, the kestrel and tawny owl des reses would still be in a box. Once again, a big thanks. We have installed 9 woodstone traditional hole entrance nest boxes, 4 woodstone open-fronted nest boxes, and we have put up 3 specialist nest boxes. All are homes for wildlife. There are many different types of specialist nest boxes available, such as Little Owl, put 3 to 5 metres high in an isolated tree or building in parkland, farmland, areas having mix of grassland, copses and hedgerows. Add a layer of bark and shavings. Barn owl, put in a tree in open farmland, nearby hedgerow or edge of a woodland. Tawny owl, add a layer of bark and shavings, clean later than most as stock doves can nest as late as November, so leave until December. Kestrel, the only bird of prey in the UK to hover, so easily recognised. Add a layer of bark and shavings, avoid anything that might bung up drainage holes. Starling, the 45mm hole is ideal for starlings. They like to nest in groups, so offer more than one if you can. Like to be near human activity. The hole size is also okay for woodpeckers too. Just add a layer of bark shavings to mimic a cavity in a tree. Mount on buildings or trees for starlings. House sparrow, they prefer to nest in groups, so provide boxes with at least 2 chambers. Like starlings, they prefer to be near human activity. Tree creeper, they usually nest behind loose bark and gaps in mature trees, so fix their nest box to the trunk or large branch of a mature tree. Kingfisher, very specialist, and we would advise research as to where and how to place. Kingfishers favour secluded areas. Swallow, use enclosed areas such as porches or outbuildings, remembering to leave access such as an open window. House martin, place under eaves away from direct sunlight. You can place up to 5 as they often nest in colonies. Swift, place near eaves of houses at least 5 metres high, away from direct sunlight and ensure a clear flight path. Nuthatch, although they are known to use 32mm entrance hole traditional nest boxes, the oval entrance hole nest boxes are more likely to be used. There are also homes available for frogs and toads, hedgehogs, bats, dormice, bees, butterflies and insects, and more. These are all available from CJ Wildlife, where we have purchased all the homes we have installed. Other good retailers also exist. Wildlife homes, places for wildlife to thrive, are in short supply. In our experience, all wildlife could do with a helping hand nowadays. So whatever you can do, whatever we can do to benefit wildlife will make a difference, a big difference. Give nature a chance. Give nature a home. Give nature a helping hand. I mentioned cats. It's not the cat's fault, it's the owner's fault. I would recommend keeping them in an hour before dusk and an hour, at least an hour after dawn. Keep them in all during that time, all during the night. Make sure they've got bells. People say, oh no, the collars get caught. There are collars nowadays that will break very, very easily if they get caught up. But bells give the birds a little bit of warning. Cats, they are a predator where their numbers are kept unnaturally high. So I think it's unfair on wildlife. Charities will say they don't make any difference. I disagree with them totally. I think cats do make a difference, and I think wind turbines make a difference as well. But that's just an argument for another day. When I say their numbers are kept artificially high, what I mean is, in a lot of winters, birds will perish. A lot of young birds will perish, and older birds will perish because they can't get the food that they need to keep warm at night. And along with that will be the same for predators. You get a lot of predators such as magpies and crows and jays. They won't make it through the winter, so that balance stays as it should. But with the cat, a domestic cat, when it gets too cold, it hasn't had enough food to eat, it goes back home, it has a tin of kitty cat or whatever you feed them cats nowadays, and then it curls up on the owner's lap or rolls up by the fire, gets nice and warm, goes out in the morning, rolls its sleeves up and starts killing again. It's unfair, it's an unnatural balance. So I would disagree when people say cats don't make a difference. I think they do. They kill millions, and what they're killing can't breed, so they can't breed their own numbers. Plus, they're taking away food from the natural world, such as foxes, such as weasels, such as birds of prey. So That's my little rant of cats. It's not the cat's fault. I wouldn't want to see any harm come to a cat. I would like to see the owners act a lot more responsibly. That's my rant over. Ding dong, carry on.
Thanks for watching.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye.